We will go back to our ACI Epic Graphical User Interface or GUI, and we will add configuration constructs. These are the basic Epic configuration objects that we need to create in order for the host, applications, network device, and other appliances to communicate to each other. We will add tenants, verb, bridge domain, etc. For those who are new to this channel, welcome. I am your host, name's Dean Armada, and I'm the Cloud and Data Center! Rock Talk! And on this channel, we talk about tech careers and certifications, trivia tutorials in cybersecurity, trivia tutorials in Cloud and Data Center, and my journey as an IT instructor. So feel free to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Alright, so I am back here in our Epic GUI, and we're gonna create configuration constructs. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new tenant. So I need to click this tenant tab, and I'm gonna click add tenant. Okay, and as you can see, we have this three default tenants. We have the common infrastructure or infra and management tenant. We're gonna talk about this more in a bit. Now, this create tenant allows us to create a new tenant. So I'm gonna create a new tenant. I'm gonna name this tenant-33. And again, tenant, this is a logical container of applications and network policies. So this is it. I will just submit tenant-33. And now we have our new tenant. And it automatically redirects us to this tenant configuration. And as you can see, we have other configuration options, application profile, and under networking, we have bridge domain, verbs, layer 3 or L2, L3 out. Okay, now this is what we're gonna create next. Okay, VRF stands for virtual routing and forwarding. Okay, and this is a unique layer 3 forwarding domain. And this allows us to create routing instance. Okay, if we have a one or multiple routing instance, this allows us to avoid duplicate IP address and duplicate subnet as well. So you can actually use this left pane in creating objects. Okay, for example, verb, I can right click this verb and then select create verb. Okay, same with bridge domain. I can right click, okay, and select create bridge domain. But this is not how I do things. How I do things is simpler, okay, and it's actually better because you will see the configuration in a snap, okay, faster creation and verification. So how I do it is by going to the network topology, and if I want to create verb, all I need to do is let me do this again. I will drag and drop this verb icon, okay, and then this will pop up a small window that will ask us to configure our verb or create our verb. So I'll just name this verb-33, okay? And I will just leave everything default, click submit. There you go. If I click this arrow, you will see verb-33 is created. Okay, so for me, this is faster. For bridge domain, since bridge domain is associated to verb, if I started dragging this B icon, this bridge domain, I need to move this towards to the created verb. In this case, it's verb-33. You see that line? This means if I drop it, this will automatically pop up a window that allows us to create our bridge domain. I'm gonna name this bd-33. And this also automatically associate this bridge domain to our verb-33. Okay, now the bridge domain, this is a layer 2 forwarding domain. Okay, and we can also associate one or multiple EPGs to it. Okay, and all right, so there's also L3 configuration. This L3 configuration allows us to add one or multiple subnets and default gateway, or sometimes we call it pervasive gateway. Now, the reason why we can add multiple subnets because bridge domain is also considered a container of subnets. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we are going to leave this. We're not going to add layer 3 configurations or the subnets. Okay, we're gonna do this later. All I need to do is click OK. Okay, and there you go. We have our new bridge domain, and it is now available under bridge domain. Okay, and if I click it and then click policy, you will see the configuration. Well, nothing much here because we left everything default. Okay, but what I would like to highlight is the verb that is associated with. Since we drag and drop this bridge domain or this BD33 bridge domain towards the verb 33 that we created, it will automatically associate verb 33 to the verb configuration. Okay, as you can see, it says here verb-33. Now, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna create application profile. Now, nothing much to do in application profile. This is simply right-clicking and then we name the application profile. I'm just gonna name it AP33, and from here you can actually add EPGs on the fly, but we're not gonna do that. Okay, I'll simply click submit, and now we have the AP-33. If I click the AP-33, it provides us the summary. As you can see, there's no EPGs yet. Okay, there is no contracts. Okay, again, application profiles are containers of EPGs and the policies associated to those EPGs, which are contracts. Now, if I go to topology page, okay, it's all empty. And why is that? Well, because again, we haven't added EPGs. Okay, we're not gonna do the EPGs in this video, or we're not gonna do creating EPGs in this video. But just to let you know, EPGs are easily can be created. It can be under this left pane, right clicking EPG, create application EPGs, or the way I prefer things, again, I go to the topology, okay, and then I can drag and drop this EPG icon. Okay, it will pop up a window, and from here I can create EPGs simpler, easier. This is almost the same case or the same process when we create verb and bridge domain. Okay, but more on this later. So I'm just going to close this window, and we'll talk about more EPG configuration in a bit. So that's it. Very easy, right? We already created application profile. We will add EPGs or endpoint groups, contracts, and we will test reachability in the next video.